The two-day Communal Land Tenure Summit was a significant milestone in efforts to resolve the land question in South Africa. As a chairperson of the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Land Reform, Deputy President David Mabuza gathered traditional leaders and government officials for discussions on a national policy around land tenure. The Commission sat on issues around land tenure, spatial planning and Khoisan land restoration. Newzroom Afrika's reporter Katlego Legodi attended the summit and filed this report.
And I've given the lady behind you to speak.
An emotional gathering that saw hundreds of delegates coming together under one roof to address an issue that has over the years been a thorny one for the country, the issue of land.
If and only if the government can consider that community members who are staying at the village are suffering too much, their land has been taken, especially the plowing field, by force. Our traditional leaders are selling the land. Our government just watching the game, because we have been to land reform several times, we have been to public protector, we have been to DMR, we have been to, so many government officials. But they're failing us. We even wrote a letter to our president. Even today, he has not yet even responded to our letter. We are crying for our land, especially we women. We are crying for a land, we are crying for our environment.
The houses of traditional leaders gathered in Boksburg for the Land Summit also agreed that there's still a long way to go as they call for the government to do right by traditional leaders.
We'll keep on pressing government very roughly, especially us as young traditional leaders. We do not have as much patience as the old regime of traditional leaders. We want things to happen as in now, like every young people who in the country who wants to see change. As much as we are traditional leaders, but we are young people, we want to see change now.
The Khoisan community wants to be included in the land reform process. They saw them also give inputs organized under the National Khoisan Council.
If they don't do this, if government is not serious about recognizing the land of the Khoi and the San which was lost before 1913, we are prepared to take government on into the international court and wherever we have to take them to, because this land is our ancestral land. We want to live in peace and harmony with all our African brothers and sisters. But we are not going to allow this government to run amok with us any longer. This land must be returned to its rightful owners, and this is one of the top priorities that we say. Return the land to us in a ceremony, all the land, and then we say a negotiated settlement is justified.
The 2 days saw 3 thematic commissions around the issue of land, with chairpersons coming back to give feedback on the inputs given. This then saw Deputy President David Mabuza take to the podium on some commitments in his capacity as the chairperson of the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Land Reform.
I can see that from time to time you don't really trust. You don't trust what we say as government. You don't trust that. From today onwards, I think we must improve on our trust, and we are going to demonstrate that in our workings. We're going to work with you to shape out a decision that would suit you as a community. We are not going to impose anything on you.
With the wheels of change seemingly in motion where the issue of land is concerned, the about 800 delegates gathered here are hopeful for a carefully guided land reform program. Within a week, the resolutions taken here will be collated to ensure strategic land acquisition, land redistribution and restitution, and a well-structured development process for those in need. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Katlego Legodi in Boksburg.